Hi, my name's Cassia McIntyre, and today I'm going to talk to you about food sovereignty and college campuses and how that relates to food security with students. A little background: I am very passionate about food. It's something that I've always been passionate about. I myself had been food insecure when I was younger, and so it's something that is very close to my heart, and that is why I chose this topic for today. So to kind of kickstart us off, universities are not really designed to help students be food secure. That's just not. It's just not part of the design. And so universities, although universities will provide things like food pantries, food banks, this really is more of slapping a band aid on a much bigger problem. It doesn't actually solve the problem that students are struggling to have access to healthy, affordable food. Um, these healthy, affordable options are really only available to certain students who are of certain socioeconomic status or live in a particular area or have access to transportation, like a car or a bike. If you don't have, one or any of those things, then it really puts you at a disadvantage. As University of Oregon students, we know that around U of O we have Market of Choice and Whole Foods as some of our and Safeway as some of our grocery options. Those three grocery stores are fairly expensive, especially even at Safeway. If you don't have like a club card, it's very expensive. And so, um, just by circumstance, if you don't have a car, you can't get to some of the less expensive grocery stores outside of the walking radius of university. And that's not necessarily fair, and everyone deserves access to healthy, affordable food. And the fact that this is not something that all students necessarily do have access to is a problem for the university because we are giving them money. We are really putting our lives kind of in their hands, especially as freshmen are living in the dorms. Our really our livelihoods are in their hands, and so it is really important that they give us access to um, to foods that are healthy and affordable. Even the foods in the dorms, if you don't have a meal plan, which is also expensive, um, again, the whole system is not set up to be affordable. On top of that, colleges and universities don't necessarily promote healthy eating. We've all had a cup of noodles. We've all had boxed mac and cheese every once in a while. And that's like the quintessential college food culture. But that's not healthy and that's not sustainable. And the universities don't necessarily promote healthy eating. They might have a seminar once a year for a few students who can attend, but it's not something that universities really prioritize, and it should be because unhealthy eating or not eating enough can lead to a plethora of issues, including obesity, actually, um, anxiety, depression, a number of others. Um, and these issues don't just like go away later on. Like these will continue into our adulthood and affect us later on. And as a university, like it's or a college, like it's their job to shape and mold us and prepare us for the future. That's what we come to college for, to grow and learn. And we are not being given the tools that we need to be successful. Students have a right to access healthy foods. We do. We are humans. We deserve healthy food, healthy, affordable food. And especially because we are giving the universities so much money to begin with, we are putting so much in their hands. It is their responsibility then to prepare us and to give us those tools that we need to be successful. And I know so many college students who don't know how to cook still. I'm a senior. I have friends who still don't know how to cook, and they're about to enter into, the job force without knowing how to cook anything. And I think that is a huge misstep on the university's part. I think there should have been an intervention on that. And finally, these are some not so fun facts about U of O that I came across. U of O is has 4 times the national rate of food insecurity. I want to say that the national rate of food insecurity is about 12%, maybe a little bit more, like 12.7 or something, and the University of Oregon food insecurity rate is, I believe, 50%. It's really significant. A sizable percentage of students stated that they experienced barriers to healthy foods, but didn't classify themselves as food insecure. And that can be for a number of reasons. There is quite a lot of stigma around being quote unquote food insecure, and it's shameful in a way. It's seen as shameful. And so, although students might actually be food insecure, many are hesitant to give themselves the label of food insecure because this comes into issues of autonomy, and we feel like we don't want to, take quote unquote handouts, and we want that feeling of being autonomous, and yet we are still like battling the pride and also the need for food. And then finally, there's a significant decrease in GPA for students who are food insecure as opposed to those who are not, which makes sense because everyone's been hangry once or twice, and as we know, it can be very disorienting. It can be very difficult to focus, and so imagine being like that all the time, always hungry, or always thinking about, or always worrying about where your next meal is going to be coming from. It'd be very stressful and very hard to focus on school or essays and all of that. And that is why it is vitally important that universities make food accessible and affordable to students so that they don't have to deal with this and can focus on growing, and we can shape the future to what we want it to be. Thank you.